with that said, is the PAPs are really, to me, the crucial thing to the game, because you can declare war, you can sue for peace, you can annex territory, you can do a whole bunch of things with the PAPs that you can't just attack people, you can't just invade.
Right.
So some of the things you can do. Now, there are two neutral countries, Spain and Ottomans. They're basically doing jack shit right now, unless somebody either attacks them, and then they will become allied to whoever's at war with that person that's attacking, or if not, somebody else will inherit them. Or the other thing is you can try to convert them to your side, and then it's a second country that you control. That takes 2 PAPs. And then you have to roll a die to see if you can get under basically their friendliness to you, which is...
You roll 1 die or 2? Because the numbers are really low. You have to roll under that number.
It's 2 dice.
2 dice.
2 dice. Yeah. It's tough.
That's good. I can roll low, so that's not...
Yeah, he can. So now, while you're on the board, you can enter any minor country. Any minor country you want. Right now, France owns these minor countries. Ottomans owns the whole Balkan Peninsula. You own Poland and Hanover, that type of thing. So currently, you own them. Now, just because you run into that territory doesn't mean you own them. If you're at war, just because you occupy, let's say, your enemy's territory, you don't own it. But they do not get any production points for it because you're occupying it. Now, if you're in a neutral country, a small neutral country, you can use 1 PAP and see if you can roll to annex it. The more guys you have in it, the better chance you have of conquering it. If you fail the die roll, then they're fighting you. And you've pissed them off, or you've basically invaded them. And they can either become an ally to whoever you're fighting, or they're independent. If they win, then they go back to neutral, and then everything's done. There are a couple territories. Portugal, Holland, Denmark, and Sweden, they have navies. And there's also Denmark and Norway are 2 multi-region territories. Sweden and Finland are 2 territories, and Sicily and Naples. What that means is if you take over one, if you use 2 PAPs and you can convert them to your side, basically do a coup d'etat without conquering them, then you'll get their armies and their navies if they have a navy. But it takes 2 PAPs and a die roll. And if you fail, you lose your 2 PAPs.
And that's the overture?
Yeah, that's the overture. That's 2 PAPs. Annexation is 1. Sue for peace is 2. Cause an uprising. Any of the territories that are not homeland territories, you can cause an uprising. What that means is they do not get any production for that location. That takes 1 PAP. There is an exception. Ireland, Vendee, and the Don Basin, you can cause an internal revolt, even though it's not a non-territory. Basically, they're inclined to revolt anyway. Okay. Declare armistice is 1 PAP. That basically means everybody puts in 1 PAP. If you're exhausted from the war, no winner, no loser. If you lose a war, then there's a Congress, and everybody who fought against you can basically buy up your territories if they have PAPs and declare war. Now, you win a PAP. You get PAPs before every production round if you win a major battle, and if you win a war, or you can purchase them for 10 peeps. Naval. Navies can pretty much move anywhere into any territory they want in 1 turn. That's not an issue. If you are at war and you run into another territory that has ships, then you can roll to see if there's going to be a battle and see if they're caught. If you want to land troops, here's the catch. Let's say I'm going to try to land troops in Ireland. Okay, if I land troops in Ireland or any of his territories, the British, if I'm going after Charles here, okay, militia will rise up to fight you. because they're defending basically the beaches. Because they know you've basically landed, so the whole militia population rises up against you. If you don't want the militia to go against you, you can declare a revolt. So I would have declared a revolt in Ireland, so I have a better chance of beating. Okay. Most of it we're going to probably figure out as we go, but your movement is going to be 1 for infantry, 2 for cav, 1 for artillery. When it's your turn, you can move as far or anywhere you want based on those things. When you get into battle, that'll be a different thing. Cavalry have 2 actions, 1 action for infantry, 1 action for artillery. There are special units like horse artillery that we can buy later on, and we'll get into that a little bit later. So all these guys are militia or irregular cavalry. You can buy irregular cavalry. You're the only one. They're cheaper, but they suck. But they're cheaper. You can get a lot more cavalry, and that can help you. And that's about it. Now, cards. If you get a random event card, you have to play it right away. Doesn't matter if it's going to hurt you or save you. You're going to have to play it right away. If you get an effect card, that's like your ace in the hole. Or maybe you know it's something that can hurt you, so just keep it so that somebody else can play it. So that's the blue card. The last one is the innovation. If you get the card, then you have to buy it to get that innovation. Basically, this is your opportunity to research it. You can get cheaper rates, more money. You can do a lot of things. New unit, better units, that type of thing. Okay. Any questions? Did I explain it enough? At least to get it going.